I read somewhere once that someday is just a code word for never. And I don't know who said it first, but in my case, that was certainly the truth. I think people do track days for a lot of different reasons. There's people there that are just working on their own skills and trying to improve, to racers that are using it as practice sessions between their race. For me, it kind of goes beyond some of that. It's almost like a religious experience because of where I came from and that I never thought that I would be here. I got to the game a little late, unfortunately. Sometimes that happens and life just gets in the way. You always think that you're going to get there and someday you're going to, and it just never materializes. I was kind of a victim of that. And then life kind of threw me a curveball, and I had a pretty bad back injury. I busted a disc in my lower back, and it was a pretty tough year. It was a real low point in my life, and it got so bad eventually it got to the point where I couldn't walk. Well, we knew how we had to do something, so we found a surgeon, a neurosurgeon, who could actually help me. And the surgery that he performed repaired the disc, and kind of the rest was history. And 4 months to the day of my operation, I was on the racetrack for the very first time. Against his wishes, I might add. So the thing that I really remember about that time and going through that was a few days before the operation, my doctor asked me, he said, if you didn't have this problem, how would your life be different? And I didn't even really hesitate. I just said, my some days, they'd be today. Yeah, I've been riding motorcycles since I've been a kid. My friends and I, we ran around out in the country on motocross bikes and just had a blast. And I pretty much have been with exclusive sport bikes since I've been about 20 years old. I have a Ducati 748 Superbike. It's the bike I dreamed about ever since I really liked bikes. I just fell in love with it because it's as beautiful to look at as it is to ride. It was actually the bike that I took to my very first track day, and it was just phenomenal. My other bike is a fully track-prepped R6. And this bike's kind of a special bike. It was a ex-race bike that was crashed and basically thrown away after its first season. I was able to acquire the bike and then restore it to where it deserved to be. Yeah, I've been working on motorcycles my whole life. I really think that's a big part of the experience. For me, my garage, it's a sanctuary. It's where I go to find peace. Every tool in there and the shop itself was designed around exactly what I needed to work on and maintain this addiction I have. I also think that, and I know this sounds strange, but I think you bond with the motorcycle when you actually work on it with your own two hands. This bond is actually really strengthened. It's something like a track day when you're pushing yourself and your bike to the limit. I still get butterflies, it's funny, the night beforehand. There's just really not words to describe to someone who hasn't experienced it what you feel and the sheer exhilaration you get. I mean, how do you tell someone what it feels like to do triple-digit speeds down the front straight and throwing your motorcycle into a turn with your knee firmly planted in the asphalt while the candy stripes whiz by? You can't. There's no way to explain it. You just have to experience it. For those of us that actually choose to ride these types of motorcycles, I believe like trying to get your bike on the track should be the pinnacle, what you aspire to, because that's really the only place you can start to unlock the real potential of these machines. And honestly, it's the safest environment to do it. So yeah, someday I'll get there. Well, my name's Jason, and my someday's today.